Welcome into our very first episode of this podcast. We're joined by a special guest today, Lauren Hutchison, head coach of VCU. What's up?
What's going on? Good to see you again.
So the whole point of this podcast is just to have like an organic conversation. Give people a glimpse of the things that we're talking about.
Right.
You know, nothing too formal, nothing too like produced here, but just me and you kicking it on.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So first of all, congrats on the VCU thing.
Thank you.
Right? Like, I shouldn't call it the VCU thing. It's a very big deal, right?
Yeah.
So you've been at VCU for how long now?
In March of this year, it'll be a year. But I went to VCU, so
You went to VCU. So this is your first year as head coach, but you've been in the VCU community for forever.
Forever.
You've run a company where you train a lot of athletes. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, I came to Richmond when I was like 17, 18. I got recruited to play here. And then I spent my 4 years and just stayed in the community, started training kids. Then I started training pros.
Yeah.
And now I'm a head coach. So what a full circle moment for me personally and my family to give back to the community that helped me grow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I know your heart's in serving the community.
Yeah.
Girls. And just because you've been in the head coach role as for 1 year doesn't mean you've been doing this for 1 year. You've been doing this for quite some time. Right?
Correct.
And you've had the chance to be on the journey yourself.
Yeah.
As an athlete, and then guide others through that journey. Let's talk a little bit about that journey of like recruitment. Right?
Yeah.
Let's go from the very first beginning. Like when you first meet the player, like what are some of the things that stand out to you when a player introduces themselves to you?
Oh, character, eye contact, the vibes, as the kids call it, aura. The aura. I think that's number one is their character and just how they are as a person. And can I connect with them to the place? Are they open-minded enough for me to take them to another place? The soccer part comes second. It's truly about the human that I'm working with. And can I call it synergy. Can we have a connection where I know I can help them get to the next level? But that's number one.
I love that. So let's dive into that a little bit because I think that especially today, I know I'm going to sound like it. Like so much correspondence is happening through text messages. Yeah. I mean, in text messages, you lose that ability to have a human touch in conversations. Right. Sometimes I'm talking to these kids who's like, hey, be a human, talk to me, right? Eye contact.
Yeah.
So important. Right?
Massive.
So like when you talk to kids these days, like what are you seeing out there that like when it stands out to you, like what stands out?
Well, first of all, on the text message side, I've had to learn how they communicate. So when they just thumbs up a message, I take that as why is there no response? But in their world, they are responding. So I've had to learn that. That's number one. Yeah. If I get no response, then I know what that means. But you know, when I'm working with a young woman, it's truly, can we have a real conversation? Can we talk about the tough parts? You know, what are you struggling with as a player? What are you successful with as a player? How's your family? Those types of conversations is where I start with the kid, just to see if what I am providing is the right environment for them, because that's what it's about. Yeah. It's not about me. It's about them. It's how can I help them? So I really ask a lot of deep questions when it comes to, we do this fun, I do a rapid fire question thing. It's one of those where it's like, would you rather be the worst player on the best team, or the best player on the worst team? And I let them explain though. Yeah. So it's questions like that help me figure out, can I help them? And are they, like I said, open-minded enough to grow and be pushed?
Got it.
But it's all character-based types of things.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. So another big question that parents have is, you know, hey, what are the things that I can do to help my child get?
Yeah.
Right. So like, you know, I just see the soccer part.
Yeah.
Right? When a player or a family is reaching out to you, what are the things that you look at? You get an email from a player.
Yeah.
What are the things that is gonna make that email stand out to you?
That's a great question. Number one, it needs to be short. For me, that's not for every coach, right? That's not for every coach, but
like you can't make it a super long email because
I want it short.
I'm not reading that, right?
Yeah, I want it short. I want to know the position, and I want to know why you want to play for VCU.
I love that.
I want the why. And sometimes I find kids that just haven't been taught that, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Yeah. But if they know, Coach, I want to come play for you. I know you played for VCU, and I have similar goals. That means that they've done a little bit of research so they know, or I love the style of play, or hey, I came to this game and watched you guys play against this team. Just something small that'll catch my eye. When I can tell it's just a copy paste email, that's where I go, could be the right fit, but I've got 100 emails a day that I'm sorting through trying to figure out who is actually the right fit. So I'm looking at position, a video, something catchy, and something that relates to me that I know, that I can tell that they've done a little bit of research. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. Yeah. It can't just be the copy paste.
Right.
GPT.
Right.
Full page.
Full page letter.
That, right? Now, when it does get to that next stage and you've got a face to a name, right? That first conversation, you talked a little bit about that human element. Yeah. Like how much of that, I guess I'm going to say this from a parent's perspective. Like, right. How much can a parent ruin that? Like,
it's done.
Is it like they get too involved and you're like, whoa, this is a red flag?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's how they get involved. Mm. And I have had those scenarios already. I actually want the parent a part of the conversations, but it's when they start to overstep.
Got it.
So let me give you an example. We've had a few kids that have come on campus and we said, hey, we want your parents to be a part of it. And those parents follow us around. They ask good questions. It's when they start to overstep and they start to do things for the child. That's when it's like, hey, I appreciate it, but she should be doing that. She should be doing this. When I can tell a parent is too clinged on, that's when I say, hey, it might not be the right fit.
Yeah.
Or, which is my favorite, when the parent is like, well, this is how the game is played. I'm like, that's where it gets a little, because it's time for me to help your kid grow.
Yeah. As a person,
your time was below 18 and before, but now it's time for someone else to come in and really start to shape them, or a transfer. But transfers they're already kind of prepared to speak on their own. But it's the true junior and senior parent that I can tell right away where they're at emotionally. Wow. Too much, or just, hey, I'm just here to ask some questions and hang out and see if it's the right fit.
I love that.
So, but yes, I've seen it.
I think as parents, like, they're always trying to thread that needle, right? Like,
right.
You always, of course, we want to support our children, but we don't want to do too much, and it is their journey, and it's great to hear, like, hey, like, yeah, we do want you involved,
right?
Like, not to help us pick out the starting lineup, right?
Correct. Yes, that.
Advice on that, right? Like, so I think that's great. Another thing that a lot of parents and families have a lot of anxiety about, right, is just like, what are the things that they can actually control, right? Because there's so much of this that's out of their control, right? And it's like, my club is not playing where I feel like I should be playing, right? Like, and I've always said, like, hey, college coaches know that clubs do what they're going to do. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what you're going to do, like, right? Like, can you talk a little bit about that? Like, when you see a player and it's like, hey, like, what's happening on the club level isn't everything.
It's not. I'll give you a really good example. There's a kid that I've recruited. She'll be here in the fall, this coming fall. And, her club is great. It's great. And she plays good.
Yeah.
She plays good. I've also trained her in the past. And what I really believe in is coach and player synergy. That is important. I know when I start barking at her, she starts going. And that's not every situation for every single kid with every single club. Sometimes a club's not the right fit, but it's just what's in proximity of them. Sometimes parents can't drive to Maryland or to another state. Some can, but player-coach synergy is really important. That's why we do ID camps. And I know sometimes people say, well, it's such a money grab. For sure. But at the same time, that's when you can really see, is the player-coach synergy there for my kid? Yeah. Are they actually paying attention to my player, my kid? Is she growing in that environment? Yeah. And that's where I invite a lot of people to come out. Come meet me. Yeah. Like at ECNL and a lot of other events, I don't get an opportunity to really sit with them.
Yeah.
But when they come to camp, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm teaching them everything that they're going to learn with our program. I'm chatting with them. I'm laughing with them. They get to meet the players. So it's one of those situations where just come to camp.
Yeah.
You tell me if you feel good here.
Yeah.
But it is tough because I have seen players that have come to camp, but maybe just have a really poor showcase, or they don't get along with their coach, and that's life, right? Yeah. But I've also seen the opposite. Top kid for their club just doesn't fit what I'm doing, or I can't serve them the way that they need to be served. Yeah. So my recommendation to anybody is you got to go to their ID camp, meet the coach, actually talk with them, see the facilities. Yeah, you're going to spend money. That's anything. At the end of the day, it's truly the coach-player synergy and the connection.
I like that. I think, I never even thought of it that way, and I think I'm glad I should put it that way.
Yeah.
These ID camps can be a bit of a money grab.
For sure.
And I'm sensitive to that as a parent. Like, I know how much these parents are paying just to be a part of these things, and there's all kinds of ridiculous fees.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're choosing a school, hopefully for the next 45 years, where you're going to really grow and transform as a player. Why not take that car for a test drive?
Right?
Important. Because like you said, it's not even just like the coaching, like, hey, are you able to be coached by me? Not in the sense that like, are you receiving that information, but just my style, my
correct.
Because like I know for years, honest, like, hey, like I am a good coach. I might not be the best for you because I might give you some shit.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, are you gonna respond to that, or are you gonna be like, man, he's always so I'm like, hey, that's me giving you love, actually. But I get it if you don't receive that way.
Correct.
Maybe we gotta change some things, right?
100%.
I love it. I love that you say that because there's so many like pressure points that families feel.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, hey, like this is not a thing, right? This is not a thing. You don't have to put so much emphasis on this thing because that's not even what we think about, right? One thing that came up was like the June 15th date.
Yeah.
The June 15th date is the date that kids can receive calls from coaches. How important is that date? Because I'll tell you, for some parents, like that date is like the end all be all. And my kids call it midnight. Like, so what does it mean to you when June 15th approaches?
For my program, June 15th means nothing because there's so many moving pieces and there's so many kids that I don't even know about. Last year, when I got the job at VCU, we took a freshman, well, she was going to be a freshman in the fall, 2 months before we started preseason.
Wow.
And she ended up being 3-time all-rookie, everything for our team, had great stats. June 15th had passed 2 years ago.
Wow.
So while June 15th, it's important that you try to race to get the best kid and you try to race to reach out to this one because you don't want her to go to a better school or whatever. At the end of the day, you just need to make sure that your kid is going to the right place. And you found the right coach. And sometimes that coach is not on June 15th. Yeah. Will we still reach out on June 15th? Absolutely, because there's amazing kids and families that we want to talk to. But I've always also told parents, give it time. If it doesn't feel right for your kid, it's not the right home. It's not the right home. And you got to take your time to really shop around, go to campus, go to ID camps. It can get expensive, but do as best as you can. And your kid will look you in the face and say, this is my school.
Yeah.
Got to go figure it out.
One of the things I also tell parents in respect for their money, because there's a lot of ID camps.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, listen, do you think your kid has a realistic shot at playing at NSU, at UNC, right? I know that that's the dream. Like nobody says when they're a little kid, hey, I can't wait to play JUCO or D3. Right. But the truth is, you and I know there are plenty of Division II and Division III schools out there that plays excellent soccer, that are going to provide an amazing experience for your child as they transform into a young adult. They provide networks for you. Like I use Hampton Sydney right here as a great example. Hampton Sydney's alumni network is amazing.
Really?
Hampton Sydney is right up there with the Ivy Leagues and the academies when it comes to alumni network, right? So when you're talking to a parent, because VCU is a great school, but it's not UNC.
Right, correct.
Like, but hey, maybe our level is more suitable for you.
Correct.
How do you talk to that family or that child or that parent and say, hey, like, be open to all levels?
Correct.
Like,
the first thing I do with anybody, whether they're coming to my school or they're going to another school or whatever, is we got to look at your end goal and work backward. If you want to go be a doctor, well, then the place that you need to go play at is a school that's going to prepare you for that. Yeah. You want to be a pro, and you need to choose a head coach and a program that's actually producing professional players. Yeah. If you want to go party or do whatever you want, you see where I'm headed? Yeah. That's where I work backwards with them. And those are the questions that I ask right away. And then I go, ooh, not the right fit for our school, but this school is. I have his number or her number. How would I connect you? Because they're a friend of mine. Or, hey, this is the school that you belong at. You want to be a professional. We've produced Sue. We've produced all these players that have come out of VCU. This is where they're playing now. this will get you on the track to your end goal. I think that is so important, and that'll help you kind of really answer all your questions as a parent and as a kid that's trying to get recruited.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, just work your way back.
So important.
Yeah. I think that's really important because so many people look at deciding on where they're going to go play as the end. And it's really just the beginning.
Right.
And look, like soccer, just like any other sport, it ends one day.
It does.
For people, right? And so like you're gonna look back when you're 30, when you're 40, you're gonna look back at those playing days and cherish those, right? So when you are as a former player, like how much do you look back at your playing time and your career and your teammates? Like how do you know that like VCU was the right choice for you?
Number one, it was the feeling that Tim and Tiff gave me when I was there. I wasn't a starter. I wasn't a star. But I was so happy all the time. I was growing as a player and as a human. Does everyone want to start every game? Of course. But I wasn't like this shiny object. I was truly someone that had to earn time and come off the bench. That got knocked down, that got built up. At the end of the day, you got to figure out what's going to be best for you. And sometimes you don't know until you get there. That's why the transfer portal is an important thing right now. And you think you want to go really big, and then maybe you want to be a star at the mid-major level, or maybe you went mid-major, you're a little bored, or whatever the case may be, and you want to go higher. You don't know until you try.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing that I want kids and parents to know is you got to ask a lot of questions. But you got to work from that end goal back. What do you actually want?
I love it. Well, this has been a great episode, and I hope this gives you guys a glimpse into some of the things that me and Lauren talk about all the time. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of guidance on some of the things that you can control in your life, some of the things that you can let go of a little bit, and hopefully guide your journey.